got someone with me today, so at least it's cool. I think it's the first time filming an ep like this on the station, actually. G'day. So we're just out on the station today for another ep. Got the old ball and chain with me filming, so that's good. A bit of a different look, I suppose. Usually it's just me, as you know, filming, so this will be good. I've been keen to do an ep like this for a while. Just with me being able to, you know, do stuff and have someone filming, it's just a lot easier and a different perspective for you guys, so we'll get into it. Well, as you can see, look at all this green grass. Looking very lush at the moment. And this is, as I discussed in an earlier video, we had about 3 inches. And yeah, the country is responding really well, which is really, really good to see. And it's just good to get a rain like that, you know, just before, while we're still in summer and the weather's hot. I mean, we're in autumn now, but you're still getting your 40-degree days. So it's a good rain that's probably going to see us through the year. So very fortunate. Today's about 40, the next few days are about 40, 39, 40 degrees. And then randomly after that, it's like getting as low as 23 or 4. And it looks like maybe some more rain on the way. So very interesting. And as this weather cools down, I'm going to take advantage and start doing some camping trips. But yeah, she's looking bloody good. Well, we're just driving through the part where I got bogged the other day. I'm just having PTSD flashback. Still a bit of water back here in this channel thing, but this is, it actually still looks a bit wet underneath. So I'm just going to make our way up here and check these tanks, make sure we've got plenty of water. Rightio, so those 2 tanks are full. Just give them a little tap on the side and should usually sound pretty solid. If you give them a tap and obviously you give them a tap and you find the level. And if they're sounding hollow all the way to the bottom, that means they're empty and you've got big dramas, but they're full, so that's good. We can go on to the next joint. It's always nice when it's like this and you've had rain and the grass is green, and like a lot of the cattle will stay away from the bores because they're drinking from surface water, and it just makes everything easy. It just makes the job heaps easy. And then there's the other side of it. Like, we've got a few cattle back here now, as you can see. But then there's the other side of it, middle of summer, 45 degrees, dry ass grass, no rain, maybe you're getting low on grass and everything's stressful. Rightio. So as you can see just here, this log is supposed to be hanging under this fence, but obviously some cattle have got keen and tried to come under here, and they've broken the wire that normally holds this log up, because the cattle can get to both sides of this paddock, of these paddocks. We've got gates open, but whenever there's water here like this, like if there's any cattle that come from this side, usually they want to try and get through, just because there's nice water there for them. So not too much damage, but we'll just, as you can see, all my old wire here from past repairs that I haven't gotten rid of, but that's all right, can just stay there. So we'll just grab some pliers and I'll use some of this old wire. Ugh. But yeah, when this used to be a lot deeper actually, and it's just been filled in from the cattle and like when the creek runs and whatever. But when it's proper fresh, it's a good little water hole. So I'm just going to use, like I said, some of this old wire that's been hanging on this fence for a while. So we'll wrap this around here. Normally you'd go around the log twice, but I don't think I'm going to have enough length, and also it doesn't really matter. This is going to do the trick. It's going to be fine. So as you can see here, I've just gone around this wire. None of you probably care about this, but I may as well show you, I don't know. Around like that, and that kind of locks it in. Then we go around this one. So I'll lift this up, go around it. Whoa, I just ate a fly. Same with that. And then around this top wire, same thing. And that's pretty much Bob's your uncle after that. These wires are kind of loose, especially this bottom one. So might just head up to this strainer post and strain them up and get them back tight again. So we'll go and do that. So I won't worry about straining. There's a strainer post up there. I was going to tighten it from there, but I think we'll just tighten it up here. Rightio. We'll make the repair right here where there's shade. How good's that? So, if you look back there, there's a strainer post up the end. If you zoom in, big thick post. And then if we look back this way, there's also a strainer post up that end. And basically, so obviously it's either side, a strainer post either side of the creek. And they're the posts that you strain the wires off. So, like I said, I was going to strain off that post, but all these wires could do with a bit of a tighten up. So I thought I'd come to the middle here and just get everything tightened up nice and easy. So we'll show you how we just do my way of doing a wire strain. There's a couple of different ways, but I prefer to do it this way. It's just easier. Rightio, so we'll get the strainers out, wire strainers. I'll tell you what, so much better, easier, more enjoyable, all of the above. Being able to do this with someone filming. And I know that's what all the big dogs do. They got film cameramen and crew and stuff like that. But I don't mind doing it. I love making these videos and editing and filming myself. It's just, yeah, obviously a lot easier when someone's with you. So I just did the top wire, but the camera overheated. So I didn't show you that, but that's all right. Well, as you can see, this middle one's very loose. And now that we've strained the top wire, these two wires have gotten a bit looser than they were. So hopefully the camera won't shite itself. So I'm going to wrap this around here. Just like that. And chuck this on. And we'll go. Obviously this wire is pretty loose, so it'll probably need a fair bit of straining. So I need like a fair amount of chain to work forward. If I put this up here, then I won't have enough chain to make the strain tight enough. Put this sucker on here like that. And then this creeps forward to strain the wire. So if I put this too far forward, I'll run out of chain and it won't be tight enough. So now we come forward like this. So as you can see, this is the excess wire, and then this new piece of wire is going to run along here. Hopefully I'm explaining this all right. So now as you can see, that wire is pretty tight. Maybe one more. Oh, and it snapped. So perhaps I shouldn't have gone that one more. That's alright, we'll have to fire it up again. Rightio, yeah, probably went a little bit too tight, so she snapped. That's okay. So now, put this over here, so along this barbed wire here. round like this, and then this tail comes up through here, and then we can pull this tight. And then I like to chuck my pliers on here just to hold it all in there tight, and then we just simply wrap this around and try and bring this tail past another barb knot, it's just another, you know, piece for the wires to grip onto. And then we can loosen this off, and it should, so as you can see, take this off and it should just be one chain link back, and then this comes off. So if you take this off and it's still too tight, like this is too tight and you can't get it off, it's because the wire's slipped. Sometimes it's okay, but other times it means you didn't really make the strain properly and the wire's going to be too loose. So we'll carry on with the bottom one. We won't show that because the camera's probably going to die in the arse again, so we'll just leave it at that for now. Right, well that's us done. So if you have a close look here, that's the 3 wires strained. So you got your plain wire in here, and this is the excess, so the looseness that we strained out of it. And if you have a look, I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, it's nice and taut all the way along now. Beauty. So this is one of our main creeks. In a previous set it ran pretty decent and destroyed the fence, and I fixed it. But if you see this water just here, it sits here for a long while after the creek's run. So there's this part here and there's another part up here that you call soaks. So basically, you know, there's water running under this sand, and this will sit here for quite a while. And if you were to dig down, there's like a bunch of water under here. And we used to dig out a couple of parts of this creek with the dozer, like just dig the sand out. And basically you had semi-permanent water for the cattle. And then they'd get in there and drink and fill it in a little bit. And then you'd get the dozer and clear it out again. But we haven't done that for a long time. We ended up filling them back in, and the creek's run a bunch of times since then. But yeah, it's pretty handy. There's some pretty big tadpoles in here at the moment, actually. Rightio, well we just come through the creek and we thought we'd pull up right here under this nice big gum tree that's dead and probably going to fall on us. Nah, yeah, good spot for lunch, and then we'll continue on. Hello little babies, what's happening? Oh, is that right? I've got no milk for you, you know. No milk for you. Moo. Check this big critter out, big golden orb. So, just got to put this little battery in this excavator. And if you have a look in there, it's a tight little space to get into. It's pretty... sucks. I was going to say it's pretty bad design, but maybe that's just the way it has to go. Not much room in these little things, I guess. Nah, it's not so bad. Getting it out was fun. Right, yeah, well that's in. Couple of redbacks under there and some flies to give me a hand. But we got it done. Rightio, so we'll head west now and do some other jobs. I'll just show you something with these drawers. These don't lock out, which is so stupid. I love this box and I love these tools, and so far so good. I've had a lot of people say to me that this is probably going to rattle to pieces on these roads, even though it's an off-road site box. But there's a difference between building something like this for light farming applications and mines and that sort of stuff, and then like these sort of roads out here, long K's of corrugations. But it's been fine. As you can see, it's not dust proof. Lots of dust gets in here, but it's not sold as being dust proof. It does have this seal, but it's, you know, it's not sealed under these lips or anything, and so dust and weather can get in. I've put some foam strips, like along here. I put a couple of foam strips, just to help it out and try and seal it a bit better. But yeah, dust still gets in, but that's okay. I knew that. I bought it knowing that dust and that was going to get in. But just these don't, like, you can't lock these in. So when you're on a slope parked up like we are now, they're all just out. So it's actually pretty annoying. For 3.5 grand or whatever it is, you should be able to do that. Still love it. Still good. So I thought I might as well pull up, and it's pretty windy, I hope you can hear me, and show you this big beautiful tree here, which seems to have a lot of life, a lot more life in it now. This is where I actually buried 2 of our dogs. So Thor's right here, and then we got Dexter just here. So he died, he actually ran off in the bush with the other dog we've got right now. Her name's Bailey, which you might have seen. She's been with us for 10 or 11 years. She's the OG, seems pretty bulletproof. They both ran off into the bush out here one summer, about 45 degrees, and Bailey came back pretty quickly and Thor didn't. And then I went and looked for him and had a pretty good idea where he was, and he was waiting under a spinifex bush in the shade. And I said straight away when they ran off, like, they'll be buggered in 5 minutes in that sort of heat. And then we got him back, and this is when I was actually living out on the station, and we had him, well, probably for a week, and he was just doing weird stuff. We knew something was wrong with him, so we ended up taking him to town to the vet and telling him that, you know, we were pretty sure he overheated and whatnot. They did some x-rays and worked their magic, and they saw that he had internal bleeding. So we had to put him down. And then there was Dexter, who actually picked up a dingo bait out here, which I didn't know till hours later. I was way out on the western boundary with him, and he started basically pissing through the car, and he actually vomited, and I saw the little red pellets that are in the 1080 baits, so that's when I knew that he had picked up a bait somewhere. So I ended up having to actually put him down myself out in the scrub, and so I brought him back here and buried him next to his mate. But yeah, it seems like this tree's grown a lot in that time, and it looks very healthy. So the 2 boys have not here anymore, but it seems like they've put some life back into the earth. So that's pretty cool. Might be a bit strange, but I was driving past and I thought I might as well pull up and talk about it. Just driving along and come across this poor fella here, dead camel. Looks only kind of half fresh too. Poor old scrawny thing it is. Rightio, drop these 2 batteries off for this old girl. And we'll hook them up later. I've got to get a battery terminal clamp. So just drop them off here, hook them up later. Still got another couple of bores to go and check. Fences and stuff. And see what the hell's going on. So this old girl, this is the OG. She's pretty old, pretty rusty. It looks like a relic, it looks like it doesn't even work. But these old cat graters are good, eh? So this is actually from the top end. The old man bought it over 10 years ago. So when the old man first got this lease, this was the grader that basically opened up the joint and cleared fence lines and graded the roads. And I actually attached this Mad Max looking thing, built this as a bit of a tree pusher back in the day. Piece of fine engineering, if I do say so myself. Yeah. So it's a good old rig. I've actually got another one now that was bought from the neighbouring station, and it was sort of, we actually saw it sitting near a bore with like a broken hub. I think I might have filmed some of it in a previous video, and we ended up fixing it all up, and it didn't cost that much, and it's actually a good old machine. This old thing doesn't turn too well, so she still works, but that other machine's a bit better. So I'm just going to put a little bit of duct tape around here. Real professional fix, you know. Nah, it's just for now. As you can see, there's some duct tape there. I did that the other day. But you'd be surprised, the old duct tape's pretty strong, and it can it does a pretty good job. So it's just only a very small leak here, and this is just, you know, does the job for now. I'll fix it properly one day. Rightio, so this is the solar bore that feeds that trough we were just at in that cattle yard. So it just doesn't keep up that well, so try and run a generator at night when we can. Bit of hydration, one sneaky beer for the arvo. So I shut it off and started it again because that little 101 box up there, when you start the generator, obviously the power's plugged into there, and once it receives 240 volt power, it will flick over from solar to the generator power. So I just didn't hear it click over, so I shut it off and started again. But I heard it the second time, which means it's actually working. How good's this? I'm in the left-hand side. It means I can have more beers. Just what I like. What an afternoon. Look how green it is, bloody hell. Rightio, well, I reckon that'll do it from us. Just checking the last couple of bores now. Couple more jobs to do, but yeah, that'll probably do it. So it's a pretty good day, and thanks very much for watching. Just want to say I really appreciate, you know, the audience that's out there, and I enjoy interacting with you guys. It's good fun. It just I like doing this, and I'm motivated to do it, but chatting with you guys and seeing that you guys appreciate it, and some of you are getting something out of it and all that kind of stuff, it just makes it better, motivates me more, makes me keen for the next video, and gets me keen to put better content out there and work a little bit harder and whatnot. So really appreciate it. Thanks very much. And I'm looking to do something a little bit different in the near future. I may as well mention it to you, stuff I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm thinking about doing a trailer build soon. You might remember from a previous video, I found an abandoned trailer that had been stripped. I still want to do something with that, but I actually want to build my own trailer from scratch, an off-road trailer. So I'm going to do it regardless, but let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that, if you'd like to see the build process. I think it would be pretty cool, and I'm very keen to do that. So thanks very much, and you guys take it easy. Cheers.